It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee right here on Backchannel. Backchannel, the only place where you can watch, chat live with the very host that you are taking in. Good morning, everybody. I am your breakfast Jam, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee Culver. Good morning, Jam.
Hi. I look so short compared to you.
We got to do a flip. We got to do a flip-flop. And then as soon as we flip, I feel like it also helps out with that.
You're so tall. What are you, Renee? Clocking at a good 6'2"?
I do.
Amazon?
I come in about 6'2". Yeah. Come in about 6'2". I sure do. Wait, how tall are you in real life?
In real, about 5'10", real life. Yeah,
right.
About 5'10". Right. 5'10".
Okay. All right.
Yeah, what are you? 5'4", 5'5"?
Oh, that is the highest compliment. Barely making 5'3". Barely.
No way.
Barely clearing 5'3". I know. I believe in myself, though. I can do it. Though with working from home, I've been in this position at my laptop for the last 2 years. So I haven't measured lately, but I feel like it might be 5'2" at this point. We'll see. At some point, we'll check in.
Renee, in Renee's mind, she's losing her cognitive abilities and she's getting shorter. By the minute.
Thriving. Put it on the dating profile. She's thriving, folks.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're so glad to have you. We've already got some folks. Look at that. Mirror Man asking a question. How was your podcast? Because Mirror Man remembering, we both recorded our last podcast. I recorded my last one yesterday. Thank you for asking, Mirror Man. I will circle back to that. We got the chat is blowing up. Good morning, Mirror Man. Good morning, Stacy. Trinity has joined. Doug's already chiming in with good morning. This is fabulous. What
exactly what we want.
Bunch already this morning.
Precisely what I need on a thirsty Thursday. Now, Mirror Man asking the exact same question that I have on my mind for you. I think we all want to know how that last podcast recording went for you. We're on the edge of our seats. I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've also already got Audra staying for a little short bit this morning. Just wanted to say hi. Hello, Audra. Glad we got to hear from ya. And look at this. Oh, Stacy is a proud winner of a $50 Amazon gift card.
Whoa.
Wow. You won that in a quiz. Well, hot dog.
Stacy,
I also want to manage expectations. There will be no gift cards in any of the game shows for today.
But here.
We'll get snaps.
0 prizes here.
We'll get snaps. I'll shake some imaginary maracas at you, and that's gonna be good.
And those are the prizes that truly matter. Is there anything better than winning? Not arbitrary, because $50 is significant, but like just a little thing you didn't think was yours that day. Ugh, it's the best. It's my favorite. I love it. I love a cash prize. I'm unique like that. I separate myself from the others by announcing I love a cash prize.
You know what I love? Like winning. And you know what I love specifically? Winning cash prizes.
Gosh, all right. Let me think. Something unique and weird about me. Something that is different than anyone else. I like money. Is that? I feel like that's
different. Lord. That's different. Very unique. Let's see. And then yes. So who do we have here in the audience, Renee? Can you run us through the names of folks we got?
I would love to. And this is what a dream team we have. We've got London, Stacy, YouTube, Trinity, Mirror Man, Doug, and Alexi is how I'm going to say it. Alexi. It might be Alexi, but I like Alexi. Maybe there's multiple of them. And then a handful of no names, which we love having you. We love seeing you. If you are like me, and you may not be, but if you were like me, I love to join something and then I don't know how it works. So I will be like, I don't know how to change my name. So the way that you do that is you say to the device, change my name to, and then whatever your name is, or whatever you want your name to be.
They made it simple for you to join, so you didn't have to add your name. So even if your name is not your name, like you're like Depressed Daffodil, and you're like, that's not me. You just say to your device, or if it's no name, and you say to your device, you want us to know who you are, so we know who to give the credit for the amazing conversations you're adding. You just say, change my name, say is the magic word. You say change my name to Maria Shriver. And we'll be like, oh my God, it's Maria Shriver.
Oh my.
I
Oh my.
knew
Oh.
it. I
Straighten up
knew
and
it.
good.
Maria Shriver
Okay.
was
All right.
here.
Yeah.
Just had a feeling.
She
Knew we
seems
had a
like a good on
Kennedy
number.
here. Yeah,
Seems
you know
correct.
she's here. So Maria Shriver, looking forward to your contributions. So there that is.
I
And look
love
at
it.
this. Joey just joined
Yes.
as well. So great. Coming in here. And there was a question from Mirror
Yes.
Man. How did my final podcast recording
Yeah.
go
We all want to
for Minority
know.
Corner? It
How
was
are you? I've
good.
been thinking about you all day. All day. I thought about you all day
That's
long
so
yesterday,
kind.
and you have multiple drafted texts of me being like, is that, I don't want to nag, but I want to know, how did it go? How'd it go?
I was just it was fine. I think because there's so many other things going on.
Yep.
So I've long running podcast, 7 years, Minority Corner. We just recorded our last two. We last episode, it's a 2-parter. We did it
Love it.
in one sitting. And we recorded it, and this week will be part 1, and next week will be part 2. It was good. We did a retrospective of like going through. I combed through the episode descriptions of all 350 episodes
Whoa.
and picked out which ones I thought were interesting to like rehash and talk about, and like so we went through the timeline of and how our lives had changed throughout it, and it was good. I almost cried, and then my co-host interrupted me, and the tears went away. I was literally about to, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Okay."
Well,
and
all right.
once that emotion's gone, you can't bring it
no.
back.
You
I was
just
like,
you have to zip back up.
dang, y'all are about to get an emotional tearful
You almost
goodbye.
got it.
He interrupted me.
But you got interrupted. You are saying it with a giggle, and I think you genuinely mean like that's how conversation flows. I think in the moment I would have been mad. I would have been like, what?
Literally,
I'm
it
the one
is
who
an emotional
spoke
moment.
up.
Like, couldn't you see that? Like, I literally, like, you can see the tears are about to come, and just and wait, what?
Oh, boy.
No.
Was your co-host available to clock it? Did they catch it and we're just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I called it
Of
out
course
after we were done recording, and it was like, oh, whatever. But I still have the final goodbye to record by myself, so maybe we'll get it going once.
Get in there.
Right beforehand.
Do you know? Because we both had, you know this already, this tip that I'm going to tell you, you're like, I know I did that for this project, this project, and this project. But something that I have found very helpful is that when you're doing narrative audio, listen to, so not music with lyrics, but like find music that sort of hits the emotion that you want to reach, and then listen to that in the background as you talk, and it'll get you there real quick.
Okay, well, I'll be listening to Little Mixes Between Us, which was their farewell song. There's
I love it.
farewell
That's exactly
song.
what you should do.
Look at this. We've got secret listener Aunt Tracy listening from a different room. Okay, we got Stacy and Aunt Tracy both listening. This is great. Great. And your final recording went well, Renee, as well. Did anybody crack?
It did, yeah. I am distracted by your handsomeness today. I am every day, but today in particular. Red's a great color on you. You look great. Your shirt
so
looks
funny.
Great.
I feel like I was having I appreciate this. I was like, oh, I'm having not a good day. I was like, today is not a good day for James. And Renee coming in with this compliment. I'll take it.
I had to stop myself from talking to address it. So I think that you're doing well. It was the same. And sometimes I wonder if it is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Not that I could have controlled how busy life would have been at this time, but there was just zero moments to sit in it. And same for my co-host. So I think it was just the objective was gratitude for the listeners. That was for like that. And that got me a little bit. But as far as like my own reflection of it, won't happen until things slow down. And then I will probably like try to find every single listener on social media and just being like, hi, I miss you.
How's your dog doing? How's your dog? No, they're going to be out over here, so you'll get to see them and talk to them here.
I would love nothing more. But yeah, no, it was good, and surface emotions were reached, and then I'll dive deeper later.
Well, I am getting a lot of compliments on this red. Yes. I appreciate it. I have to say,
I'm right, huh?
I sure wish the men in San Francisco thought I was as attractive as you do, Renee, because these boys, where are they? Come on!
They're coming.
I'm right
here.
They're coming. How is this happening?
They're on their way.
I don't get
Spring's a
it.
weird
Are
month.
they?
Or spring's a weird
Spring's
month.
been
Oof.
here. It's been
Yeah.
sprung. They're late. Anyways, speaking of being
Okay.
late, let's get on to our
Yes.
next subject. All right,
Well, I'd
let's
love
talk
nothing more.
about
Yes.
what we're gonna get into
Hmm.
today. We've got Thirsty Thursdays. So what are we thirsting for? We're not doing that nasty way. We're just saying, drool. It's Thursday. What are we
Mm,
craving
mm,
for? What are we
mm,
looking forward
mm.
to in the future? Then we've got Thursday's celebrity birthday quiz. Celebrities have birthdays just like us, and we're going to quiz you on some information about them today. What do you know? What do you not know? You'll be finding out. Then we've got a Throwback Thursday, Yasuke, the Black Japanese samurai. We're going to
Oof,
come
that's gonna be
over
fun.
that. We're going to learn some information about him. There was a Netflix anime about Yasuke, so maybe you've seen it. But if you haven't, you're going to learn about a Black Japanese samurai today. Then we've got our Thriving Thursday news. Or is this thriving? Yeah, thriving or not thriving, I think is what we should do. Because I don't think it's a
What
single story.
about
I think they have one thriving story, and then the rest
right?
are just like, this is
Ugh.
trash.
Oh boy. I need your help and the Get on Uppers help. What does thwarted mean? It means a plan gone awry. Is
Oh,
that what the word
yeah.
means? Like my plan
Oh,
was thwarted. So would
yeah.
thwarted news work? It's like
Oh,
good
yeah.
news that went awry,
Mm-hmm.
thriving in
Mm-hmm.
thwarted news. Okay.
Like someone's life got turned awry because of some tomfoolery that some folks are doing, and I have to
Yeah.
call it out. We'll just have
Okay.
to call it out.
I
And then we're gonna
would
play this or that. I have
yes.
some scenarios. They might be pretty simple. Of like, well, just think we're gonna do this. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll cross that
Great.
bridge when we got here. And
Great.
then we'll close it with some thankful Thursdays, some
Yeah.
gratitude. What you thankful for?
Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, my gratitude took me by surprise. Well, I guess I like that now, I said. You'll have to wait till the end of the
Oh,
show though to figure out
stick
how
around. Look at Renee with the
um
teaser. Look at Renee with
Nana
the
is
tweezer. And look at this. Audra coming in.
yes.
Thwarted implies someone or something intentionally disrupted your plan. Yes. And the plan was
Ooh,
a thriving Thursday. And then this
yes.
news came along and was like,
And thwarted it.
"Shabam,
Yeah, no.
you you thought you'd be thriving today? Not if I do this."
Audra,
Mhm.
that is incredibly helpful. Thank you for finding that. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going through a real phase where words that I have known the definition of for years, I'm now second guessing. I'm like, wait, does that mean that? What is happening? Am I alive right now?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah.
how's the sleep going? Is the sleep happening?
It is it's a little it is. I am not thriving. The things that will not be covered in Thriving Thursday are one, RC's time management skills.
I have to give you so many steps because Renee is doing so well for a person who I don't think this woman sleeps at all. And she looks good. She looks like she's thriving. She doesn't have a glam squad. That's all her. She did this. She did this. And look at her laughing and giggling.
Right.
And not laughing and giggling like a crazy person, like a Kathy Lee on a morning show.
Kathy Lee on a morning
But
show. That's my ultimate destination. It's funny that you mentioned Kathy Lee because I think that was Kathy Lee's shtick for a very long time as she would just come in with one eye. And so I was like, well,
they have to get up
it's
so early for that show. I mean, we
so
can
early.
relate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, Glam Squad. I am putting that in our writer for year 2 for both of us. Just so you
Oh,
know
perfect.
that
Yeah.
there will be a team coming to your home.
I
Yes,
want to
Jim.
catch
Let's
up on
see. Are we
these
missing anything?
latest
Please.
catch-ups from Audra. So not to
Yes.
thwart the
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
Well, it is Thwart Thursday. But at some point, I want to hear more
Oh
from
yeah.
Renee about our flag means death.
Yes.
Audra finished it a couple of days ago and needs to gush. But
Yes.
when it's convenient, okay, Audra said play. When it's convenient for you. What is
So
convenient for you?
so kind. I love
I
it. I
do
love
love
it. I
the way
love
that
it.
this show works. You can literally just shout things out. Hey, what do you think
Yeah.
about? What do you think about
Remember
our flag means death? Oh, all right.
when you
We
mentioned
got a
that,
show.
if you
Good
could,
morning.
in
It
Audra's
happened the
very
other
strong.
day.
Yeah.
Nate was like, Days of Our
Yeah.
Lives. Remember that one? I was like, we will be talking about Days of Our Lives for the next
We were
15 minutes. And we
stopping
did.
everything. You were hilarious. You're like, do you want to see how fast this train is going to go off the tracks? Because it will be going off the tracks and stopping to talk about days. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Should we do the same thing right now? Should we talk just real
Go
quick
for it.
about Our Flag Means Death?
Yeah.
Okay. So Our
How,
Flag Means Death, Our Flag Means Death is a show that is on HBO Max about the premise. What if a pirate captain had the same leadership mentality as Brene Brown? That is my that is not what they're saying. It is what I'm saying. Audra, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much. I thought it was so funny. I love the way that they ended it. I am so hopeful that we go into a season 2 because, oh gosh, that cliffhanger. My goodness gracious. What are they going to do? I will be vague about it because I want other people to experience such a thing, but I genuinely loved it. And there is a will they, won't they that I really need them to will they. I really need them to will they because they'd be so cute together. Don't you think, Audra? If they ultimately got together, be a real cute couple. I'd want to go to their wedding, but I loved it. I thought it was good. I don't think I've ever been so emotionally affected by a comedy. Yeah, exactly. It's great. Jim, remind me again where you landed with the girl in the window across the street from the girl in the window.
I didn't finish it, even though I was like, Renee,
Okay.
you have to watch this.
Yeah.
I watched like 15 minutes of it,
Yeah.
just enough to be like, I think Renee would love this, and then I turned it off.
No, I
I
think
forgot
you would
about it,
like it. I
and I
genuinely
want to
think
finish
you
The
would.
Girl Who Saw the Window with the Dragon and the Tattoo across the street, starring Kirsten Bell.
I did. I genuinely like that one, but I think because you were so well versed in Brene Brown, and because you love pirates, I do think you'd really like the show. It's fun.
You know,
It's
a
very
funny
funny.
thing about pirates is I went to UC Santa Cruz, which was
Mhm.
like, I mean, such a liberal school. We were woke before woke was like even a word, right?
Right,
Like that
right.
was our aspirational type of thing
Yes.
and making just safe spaces. And we were not allowed to do anything pirate theme, like not even space pirates. We weren't allowed to be
No
space pirates
kidding.
because
Makes
the
sense.
pirates rape and pillage. And
Right.
so we
And
were
they
like,
touched that. They definitely
oh,
called them out for how diabolical that is.
okay, great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I
And
think you'd
not
like
all
it.
pirates. There's some good ones out there.
I love it. But Audra, I'm so glad you watched it. Let's offline about this later. DM me and then we'll talk more because we love it.
Well, there
Okay.
you go. All right.
Okay.
Well, we've got Theo who just joined, another no name as well. And Sandy, remember, you can change your name just by going to your Alexa and going, say the magic word, change my name when no one is around you. Change my name to Lucy.
Yes. Lucy's a great name. Lucy's a great
Yeah,
name.
let's
If
go.
my name were
Kind
Lucy,
of, it
that'd
can
be a
be.
fun game
Get
to
on
play,
up
right?
with Jam and Lucy.
And Lucy, I think that'd be great. It did not now or maybe now. At some point, I think it'd be so interesting. I'm so curious to see how and why people like their names and what you would change it to if that weren't
Mhm,
your name. I've never
mhm.
really connected with Renee. It's my
What?
name, so
Renee
I'll
is an
answer to it. But
amazing name.
you like my
Renee is such a
name?
great name. It's one of my favorite names. It's like
No.
It is, 'cause it's so
Oh.
unique. It's got this like French feeling behind it. You can tell she's a dancer, an artist. When you hear someone's
Mm,
name is Renee,
mm. Oh,
like
yeah.
they're not a scientist, And I mean
Well,
that
let's get
no
ready.
offense to any of our
Okay.
scientists out there. Or like they're not an accountant. Or if they were an
Right.
accountant, they'd be fun. They'd be
I
a
love it.
fun
I love it.
accountant because they'd be like
Uh-huh.
they put on good music. Renee is someone who likes music. They dance, they twirl. I feel like you live up to your name when you're like, I'm a dancer. And I'm like, of course you are. Your name's
Oh, for
Renee.
sure. Yes, absolutely. I guess I just
And
don't
then
know
you
that many.
added
I
the
know
culvert to it. Like, it's like, what is
so
this?
what is
This
her?
is so interesting. She's not just
Right.
like Renee Smith, and no offense to our Smiths, but
We
a
loves our Smiths.
culvert. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Renee Culvert, like super spy dancer lady.
I'll take it. Okay. I'll take it. That's very, very,
Great
very kind.
name.
But would you
Thank you,
agree that I'm a little
Peggy,
bit more
and
of a
thank you,
Lucy?
Hank, because you
Yeah,
named her
thanks, Hank and
well.
Peg. Your
We
memory
should
is
do a
astounding.
segment. We should do a segment, I think,
Yeah.
maybe next week. Sarah, if you can make a note, we can talk about the etymology of our names. Where did our names come from? That'll be our two truths and a lie for next week. We'll talk about our
Yes.
names
I love
and
it.
the
Make a
history
note.
behind it.
Make a note.
Please make a note.
Yes, Audra, 100%. Audra's only met 5 other Audras, plus Audra McDonald is a great representation of the name. Could not agree more. Audra McDonald
Doing it well.
is a talent. Agree. I
Doing
love
it
the name.
well. And Doug is working on that radio action. I saw the volume. You got the volume all situated over there, Doug.
Great
Fabulous. We got a
work.
wicked pelican who just joined. Welcome. All right. Well, we've got to get into our first segment. It is Thirsty Thursday. We just want to know really quickly. It's Thursday. And what are y'all thirsting for in the future?
Mhm.
Is there any like news that you saw that's got you excited? Is there a new movie? Is there a new TV show? What's got you thirsty for maybe even something maybe happen this weekend? A little weekend teaser. Renee, do you want to kick us off? And get on
Yes.
uppers to get involved. You just either type it or you can say, I'm thirsty for Lady Marmalade.
I love it. I love it. I love yes, all of those things. What does the thirst begin with? I am so thirsty to start to imply your lesson that you've been teaching us over and over and over again. Like you do not have to binge mode things. You can watch just a little bit and then keep on moving because I am getting backlogged on all the things that I want to watch. And I keep like throwing myself on my fainting couch and being like, "There's no time." But if I were to apply your method of just watch like 20 minutes at a time, it'll be great. And I think so. I binged Dollface so quickly that I was talking about it to a friend over the weekend, and she was referencing all these things that happened. I was like, "Oh yeah." Because I plowed
Mm,
through it so quickly. So I think
right.
your technique not only will be good for, people who have minimal time, but also like I bet you absorb it a little bit more when you watch in these little installments. So I'm excited I'm gonna get into Better Call Saul. I'm gonna do it because I love it. I just won't commit to the whole thing. I'll just be like, I got 15 minutes. I'm gonna see what's going on for 15 minutes. I can't wait. So thank you. I'm thirsty to try you watch what you can when you can approach.
Yeah, sounds like you will be thriving. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very rare for me to there's some shows that like I just did the latest episode of Moon Knight. I would have been
Yeah.
thirsty for that, but I already watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
I was so plumb exhausted after the last few weeks have just been running me just go, and I just put on the
Yeah.
last episode of Moon Knight. Anybody watching Moon Knight on Disney Plus, starring my husband Oscar Isaac. It is
Mhm.
so good. We're halfway through the series. What I love about these series are only 6 episodes.
Right.
There's one every week. Audra saying, is that it here? 100% of
Yeah.
business owners that listen to Get On Up agree. Loving Moon Knight. You can
Loving it.
add that Disney
Clapping
Plus
it.
to the review poster. Audra says, oh, I'm loving it. It's so
Yes.
good. It's so, so good. So I would have been thirsty for that, but I guess I'm thirsty for more. There's 3 more episodes left. And but to my point that I was saying is
Yeah.
that it's rare for me, like even the Brene Brown series. So it's like
Right.
a 45-minute episodes, but like I don't have to wait till the end. I'm like, oh, I have eating lunch. I have about
Right.
20 minutes. I watch a bit. There's usually a nice moment to stop. There's like a
Sure.
stopping point. It cuts to the next scene, and then boom. And then you have that to come
Smart.
back to. And you also feel like you don't if you're like you don't know, you just feel like you're more conscientious of your time. And you usually know it's sort of like when
Right.
you're eating and you get to that
Yeah.
point where you're full. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with like watching. You get to that point where you're just like, okay, I'm full. Let me go
I'm
do some
good.
other things and come back
That's
to
what
it.
I
And then you
needed.
have it for later.
Yeah. And to observe the notion of how often I'm using TV to procrastinate what I have to do afterwards. I don't want to keep watching. I just don't want to do what I'm supposed to do next. So I think to
Yeah.
like separate those two things of just like, this thing that you're dreading is not going to go away. In fact, it's only going
Yeah.
to get worse. So
Yep.
stop,
Yep.
observe that like, oh, it's not that I want to keep watching the show. I just don't want to do that. All right. Well, then
Well,
it won't be as
yeah.
hard to turn off the show. Yeah.
And then what will happen, because that'll happen to me too. I'll be
Yeah.
like, I could do that thing, and then I'll throw myself on my couch and put something on. And usually after like 10 or 15 minutes, that voice comes in and is like,
Right.
you should be doing the thing. You should be doing the thing.
Yeah.
And you're not
Yep.
even enjoying it. And once that
Yep.
voice comes in, I'm like,
Right.
okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you're not even able to enjoy it. And
Right.
so, it's like you got the 10, 15 minutes in, and then and then
Perfect.
what's nice is then later on, when you're like, I don't want to do this thing, you can throw yourself back on that couch and like, oh my gosh, I still
Yes.
have 20 minutes left of
Oh,
that thing, or 15 minutes left. And so you have this treat. And so you
I
give
got a little
yourself like,
treat.
ooh, and then you finish it and then you walk
Um,
away.
you need to patent this technique. And we got the chat again. You guys are having such a good time in the chat, and I'm having the best time with you. Tim goes, Moon Knight. I'm still trying to finish Loki. Fair.
Tim, it is only 6 episodes. Loki's so good. How have you not finished it? Tim, there's a huge thing that happens at the end of Loki, which I don't even know. Avoid the internet. Avoid the internet. I'm sure it's probably already been spoiled. I will not spoil it for you. And hopefully it has not already been spoiled. There's a huge thing that happens at the end of Loki that is a game changer for the Marvel
I can't.
Cinematic
I
Universe.
need
It's
to know. I
big.
can't wait. I can't wait. And
I just was gonna say, even Audra also chiming in, Loki and Forensic Files, both great choices because Doug
Mm,
is thirsty for more Forensic Files on Netflix.
yes.
Doug, you keep ringing the bell on the Forensic Files, and I keep hitting the snooze. I need to look this up right now. What is this? What is
Yeah.
going on?
I also was unfamiliar with it. My friend Allegra, Audrey, you know Allegra, my first co-host for the podcast, was obsessed with Forensics Files. She loved it so much. And I didn't know anything about it, but it was her birthday. So the things that she loved was popcorn, seltzer water, and Forensics Files. So we had a popcorn seltzer Forensics Files party. It's great. It's like it's True Crime Light, where they do little reenactments. Which
Oh, I love opportunities for actors.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Exactly. You'd be great on Forensics Files.
Oh,
Let's see.
thank
Can you wait?
you.
Hold. Oh, in fact, you want to do a little casting right now? You want to do a quick audition? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So the scene is you are the murderer, but you are at a birthday party trying to not look suspicious. The man was at the party like he had done nothing before. Oh, good. Okay, sure. This is so good. Okay. Perfect. You're cast. You got the role. You got the role. It was almost as though he had not just murdered someone. You nailed it. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah,
I didn't kill
everybody
anybody.
agree.
Did I get it?
Audra, everyone make a note. This is now the show. It is just Renee throwing characters at Jam. And we only do that. Oh my God. That brought tears to my eyes. I love that so much. That was so funny.
I like how my first
Love
moment.
it.
It didn't matter what you were going to describe. I was going to make
Yeah,
glasses work into
of
the
course.
scene. I was like,
Because that is acting. Anybody who comes to acting without glasses doesn't know what they're doing.
Oh man,
Audra
yeah.
fears
Well,
just
we
all the
will.
improv games.
Yes. Well, maybe we'll need to
Oh,
have an improv. I think for next week we're already adding Family Feud. We will have to have improv
oh,
Mondays because we got to improv our way through the day. We should actually do some
yeah.
reenactments of like maybe for our mantra Monday or like Manic Monday. We get a situation that someone's like, I'm stressed out about this, and we act out how we
Yeah.
might handle it.
Well, Forensics Files it. Exactly. A
Yeah.
Forensic Files reenactment. I
I
love
love
this.
it. Or what would
That's
you do
really funny.
scenario? Maybe for what Wednesday, what would you do? We're like, here's the scenario, and we act out what would we do. All right.
I'm
Let's see.
delighted.
So Thursday. Yes, we've got it. On to our next section. It is time for celebrity birthdays. Celebrity
Birthdays. Happy
birthdays.
birthday to ya.
Ooh,
Happy
happy
birthday
birthday to
to ya.
celebrities. Happy
Happy birthday.
birthday. All right. We left off with Retta yesterday, who had a birthday.
Birthday
Oh.
red top.
Well, and oh yes, we did Retta yesterday. We had some Allison Williams. Renee wasn't familiar with who she was, so she saw the photo. We got through it. Look at this. We're on April 14th. April 14th. These are the celebrities that
Crazy.
had birthdays. So today we're playing the game Celebrity Birthdays. We're gonna celebrate these birthdays, but I'm gonna ask you a trivia question about the celebrity, and you will get to guess what you think is the right answer. Now, if you get the answer wrong, we do not get to celebrate their birthday. And we got to
Oh
call
boy.
them and
Ooh,
say,
stakes are high today.
sorry,
I know.
sorry, you do
I know.
not
We
get to
didn't get it right.
celebrate
That's
at all today. All right. So stakes are high. It's up to you. Will these people get celebrate? I don't know who this person is, so I'm gonna say it because I'm curious. I was gonna
Okay.
skip them, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Paul Sorvino. Paul Sorvino had a
Does
birthday
sound familiar.
yesterday.
No,
Our
I haven't either.
last birthday
Okay.
from
Hold on.
yesterday. Paul Sorvino. This guy. Paul Sorvino.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
84.
Character actor, right? Yeah.
Great. Now that Renee has looked up his information, she's
Oh, sorry.
now
No, I was
ready.
looking at this photo. I can't type that fast. Are you kidding? I'll never be able to do that. That's let's try. Let's try. Let's see what we can do.
Oh, Audra, you missed Retta's birthday. You did. We had a good question about
Well,
Retta.
depending on how this goes, we're going back to Retta. So, Audra, I got you. Let's go back to one we know.
This will be tricky if you're not sure who Paul Sorvino is, like me. He started this foundation named after him, and he has a very famous daughter who is a very famous. He has a very famous.
Okay.
I can't say the rest of it. He has a very famous daughter who is in Romy and Michelle's high school. Oh, Romy. Okay, there's 2 questions.
Okay.
First of all, he started this foundation that was named after him. We're looking for the name of
Okay.
that foundation.
The
Oh,
Sir. Okay. So the daughter is Mira Sorvino, right?
there it is. We've got the name of the
Is that
daughter.
the answer to one of the
Okay.
questions?
Yes. So his daughter, Mira Sorvino, was in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. Also, Mimic. Also, Mira Sorvino played. She was in American Crime Story recently as
Ooh.
Monica Lewinsky's mom.
Oh, that's fun.
She did a great
That's good. I bet
job.
she was great in that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we've got Tim and Audra coming in with all the correct answers. Mira Sorvino, and the foundation was called the Paul Sorvino Foundation. Is that right, maybe? Is that right? Did I get the
Uh,
tone on that
it's
correct? I can't
so
look at the.
close. It's the
Okay.
Sorvino Foundation. The Sorvino
Okay.
Foundation.
What does it
I'm not
foundation?
That is a great question. Let me Google
Okay.
that here.
I can do
The
it too.
Sorvino
Hold on.
Foundation,
Yes.
let's see, Paul Sorvino's at the Asthma Foundation, a Breathe
Oh,
Air, Fresh Air Foundation, and I think that's for people who have asthma, like
love it.
myself.
Okay. Well,
Right on
that's
over there.
a very important foundation. And it looks like as we're all Googling, was a gangster in Goodfellas and an NYPD sergeant on Law and Order. This guy's done everything. Okay, so I should be familiar with this one. I'm sorry, I didn't get myself on over to Goodfellas in time to have the reference, but I will. I've heard great things.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
cool. Well, happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Paul. I hope Mira's doing something real nice for you. And Audra, I don't know her. You know Mira. You know her, right? Romy Michelle, Mimic. Uh,
I
and
love
look
it.
at
I love
this. Tim with the
Yes.
hot facts. Mira Savino once responded to a tweet that Tim wrote. So I
Yeah.
think that means that you're
Yes.
married. You are. That's exactly
Legally,
what that
yes.
means, Tim.
No.
How do you think
I
this
just
Renee and I thing happened?
yes,
I accidentally
100%.
responded. I accidentally responded to one of Renee's tweets, and here we
I
are.
was like, "Well, we're married." Exactly, and I did well, this whole foundation is based on the thread of litigation, so it's fair. I have a very litigious nature on me, and Jam
Yeah,
knows it, so
that's what I know.
it's
That's
binding.
what I know. Look at these
It's
big
a
words today. Litigious. Someone got more than 4 hours of sleep. Abigail Breslin. Am I saying this right? Abigail
yes.
Breslin turned 26.
Happy birthday to Abigail Bressling.
Who is she? Well, I'll tell you.
Yes.
She was in this classic movie with Steve Carell. Classic movie
Yes.
with Steve Carell. It must have been her first film. I can't imagine when
Yes.
she was
Now get
a
on up,
Gerber
Rose,
baby.
I need you to plug your ears, Jam, because I can get as close, but I cannot remember the full name of this. So it's like she's Miss Sunshine, but I can't. I feel like there's more words in that title. Is it the marvelous Mrs. Sunshine? That is. How did that show go? What is the name of the movie with Steve Carell? And she does a talent show, and they all dance around. Little Miss Sunshine. That's the actual thing. Okay, all right. Thank you, Audra.
Oh.
Okay.
I wanna take
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss Sunshine,
Yeah.
set in, like, the 1920s.
Yep.
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly.
Little Miss
Okay.
Sunshine.
Little Miss
She's
Sunshine.
turning 26, still a little kid. And
Crazy.
Tim chiming in, "Audra's
Yep.
got it.
Audra's got it.
Audra's
Yep.
got it." All right, it is
Perfect.
Adrian Brody. Remember him?
I do.
49th birthday. Adrian Brody's 49th birthday.
Happy birthday, Adrian
Okay,
Brody.
great. Nice that I mean, he's got that, well, it's his birthday. I won't
He's
say it.
dapper. He's dapper.
That's what we'll leave it at. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was looking forward to a nose close up. Doesn't he look like you have a
I
broken nose? Something happened?
well, I know, but it looks like I got a broken forehead, so we all have our thing. We
Oh, look
all
at
have our
Sarah zooming
thing.
in. Actually, it looks good there. That's a good nose. Okay. Did they do
It's a
something?
good nose.
No. Okay. I feel like sometimes it just usually looks a little, I don't know, broken-y,
From
but
the
this looks good
it
here.
probably is angle
Yeah.
dependent, but
Um,
also signature. Would he be famous without it? Probably not. Same with Barbara
well,
Streisand. Same with,
yeah.
Dave Letterman's tooth gap. Your flaws are your
Mhm.
features.
Your flaws are your features. I spell a new segment for Fridays. All right. So name the actor that kissed him at the Oscars after she won Best Supporting Actress?
Yes, I think I know this, and I think all
Name
of us were
the
like,
actor that kissed him at the Oscars after she
uh,
won Best Supporting Actress.
that
And
okay?
Tim defending the nose. It's a distinctive nose. It's a
Thank you.
distinctive
I agree.
nose.
All right. Audra Tim, rest of the Get on Uppers, Jam, plug your ears. Was it Halle Berry? Because I remember the kiss, and I think if you watch the kiss, you're like, is this consensual? I don't know if this is consensual. Does everybody want this to be happening right now? But I can't remember who did he plant one on at the Oscars. Why do I think it's Halle Berry? I genuinely don't know. Okay, so Audra, Tim, I will need you because otherwise it's just me like reaching up into the clouds and saying this maybe. Yeah, that is me. That's an oh, look at Jam. You can do that on Forensics File. Tim also says Halle Berry. I thought, yeah, that's what I thought too. Is that so? Halle Berry's winning the award, and he's just like glomming onto her like he's a fish. I
So
think.
this happened. I vaguely remember. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are right. It is
Okay.
Halle Berry. We're gonna dive right in there. And yes, okay. I'm just reading the question as it was written. I
Okay.
did not have a time to
Oh no,
peruse.
you're perfect. You're perfect.
Uh,
But Halle
so
Berry's the answer. They did some smooching.
so he kissed her. I vaguely remember
Yeah.
that. She won,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Come here, baby."
So proud of you. Yeah.
Is after
Yeah.
she won, and was he the one that was
Thank you.
introducing the award?
Well, hold on. We got
Oh
time.
my
What else are we
god.
doing?
Okay.
Uh, Adrian Brody,
Yeah,
Halle
vaguely remember. What a wild time. What is this
Berry,
night? This is like
Oscars.
2000, 2000. This must be like what, 2000? Yeah, this is like
Yeah,
2000. I'm a freshman in college.
seems about right.
2000. Wow, 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 wow. Different time. Oh, I mean, that was 22 years ago.
Right.
Boy, did we
Yeah.
think we were progressive and people just
Boy,
laugh
did
that off.
we.
Oscar's always been
Boy,
wildin' because human beings be wildin'.
true. It's
Okay.
so true. So watching the footage now, yeah, she wins. He presents the Oscar to her. And then hold on, I'll put it in the chat. Sarah, this is a tall order to ask you to like play this video, especially when it's not queued up. But she wins, and then it's a little whoa, Adrian, you can just hand it to her, my friend. You can just pass it off. That's easy.
Tim says that he thought that he had won for the pianist and got overexcited, but I think it might have been, did he win the pianist the year before and he was
Probably.
presenting to her for
Yeah,
Monsters Ball?
that
Yeah.
seems right. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
interesting. Interesting.
Well, there's
Okay.
always such interesting things. Like again, the year that Brie Larson had won for Room, and then she
Right.
had to present to that Casey Affleck who had,
Oh
misconduct,
gosh.
and
Yeah.
her movie was about, a
Yeah.
survivor of sexual assaults, and he
Yep.
had these allegations, and it just was like, I'll never forget that year because that's the year that Denzel Washington lost for Fences. The Fences. He
Wild. Who did he
was
lose to?
so good. He lost to Casey Affleck.
Oh no.
Yes, and that was the same year of
Okay.
Moonlight. Oh, I was
Yeah.
so furious, but
Yeah.
I was
That's a rough.
so
That's a rough year.
furious. Yeah, it was rough. Casey Affleck, sad guy by the water. Meanwhile, Fences, such a career best for Denzel Washington. He had to produce the movie
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep,
All
yep, yep.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Brad Garrett is turning 62 today. Happy birthday to the one and only Brad Garrett. So he played this actor's brother. Okay, well, all right.
Is that Brad Garrett?
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Are
that's
you
Brad
about to
Garrett.
say Everyone Loves Raymond?
There we go.
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
Brad Garrett. He played this actor's brother on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Love it. I love it. Right. Okay. So I think we got it all right. So Everybody Loves Raymond. Sorry about it's trash day. You guys, you got to get that trash out of here. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
got to get that
yeah.
trash out of here. Okay. So everybody, a
Everybody
nice tip
loves.
was, yes.
There it
And
is. Yes,
you're like,
yes, yes.
Audra's got it.
It
Ray Romano.
exactly. Now, I believe I'm gonna go off the wire here, and I have a follow-up trivia question because we're gonna kick it up a notch here, or maybe we won't here because maybe I'm wrong. Who am I thinking of here? Nope, it's not him. Okay, well, not going with that follow-up question. Not doing it.
I love it.
All right,
And Stacey,
nice little
our
softball
current
one.
Trash Thursday. Love it. Love it. Love it.
We love Trash Thursday. Ray Romano, we got it. Nice softball, easy pitch. It is rapper DeBrat's birthday, turning 49 today.
Okay. Great. Happy birthday to rapper Debrat. It's hard to get the right one up on the first try. It's not easy.
Sure. Yeah. All right. It's just always so funny when it's clearly
It
not
is.
that
Yeah,
person. All
it's
right.
true.
Well, we can Google who all right. So it's the Brad's birthday. We sadly don't know if we have a photo of her, but all right. Bummer. All right. So Debrat, she was the first female rapper to achieve this. She was the first female rapper to achieve this thing that music artists try to do. She was the first female rapper to achieve accomplishing this.
Rapper. Okay, so I think so it's either award or it's status, I think. Let's go with this. So I would say either like she or something went platinum or she won a Grammy. What are we thinking on numbers?
Ooh,
Which one do we suppose
okay.
it is? Um, do we platinum record sales? I was thinking that too, Tim. Yeah, okay, you want to go with that? Let's go with that. Yes. Platinum record sales in the vaguest of terms, but we don't know we don't know if it was an album or a song.
We are going with platinum record sales. We're not exactly sure which one, but we're just going to say very vaguely going platinum. And that's the correct answer. Her record to
Hey,
go
look at us.
platinum. All right, I
A
am
full
gonna
record.
throw 2 photos of Debrat into the chat for Sarah, so we'll get those up for y'all soon because I do want to share. She just recently got married to her boo. The photos are adorable. She
So
deserves all the
sweet.
snaps there.
Love it.
There's also
Love
this
it.
one here. There's Debrat. We got her. Look at that, Sarah. There's also a photo I'm gonna put here in the chat of like, look at her in her wedding dress with her boo. So adorbs. They had hers and
Buddy.
hers. This is a great. It's a
Oh
great
my
photo.
gosh.
It's so
This is
good.
amazing.
They have like I guess they're different wedding dresses, but I just love it. They both went, and especially because it's very interesting because Debrat usually dresses more so masculine, but she wore
Yeah.
a dress and got all dolled up. So
Stunning. I love it so much. What is this recent? When did they get married?
they just recently
Oh,
got married to Brat and her boo.
really
This
sweet. These
is
are
February
gorgeous.
22nd, 2022. So
This should
this is
be
recent.
on the cover of every single magazine. We'll get that photo up in just a little bit because you don't want to miss it. It's great. It's beautiful.
It's a great photo. All right. Cool.
Beautiful. Yes.
All right. Well, while Sarah is getting that photo there, we'll keep on trucking along here. Just another one. It is Loretta Lynn's 90th birthday. Loretta Lynn turning 90 here.
Lynn.
Who bought Loretta Lynn? Oh, there's the
Oh,
photo
there
with
we
the
go.
brat. Look at that wedding photo.
We
The
got it.
purple. I mean,
Stunning.
now I wish I was a lesbian. I would like to wear this.
Which of the two dresses, which one do you like best? Left or right?
I think I like the little leg, the one with the
Okay.
leg, her partner. I want to
Just
show a little Jessica Rabbit.
just a little bit. That way you're ready to go on the dance floor. What's so funny, I like the one on the left. It works
Well,
nicely. That way we don't have to fight over it. So you're
I'm
going right, I'm
wearing
going left, right? No! Mine!
Oh man, but it is giving me ideas. I love the tuxes. I think the tux is the one thing. I guess there could be dresses at my wedding. If there's like a bride's baron. What is it? I don't know. A bride's
That's no, stop. Don't you dare say anything else because that is right. That is correct. The barren bride. The barren bride will be
the person
coming
that's
down
in, like
the
the wedding party. I try to think like, I have
Yeah.
my wedding party, and what's gonna be
Yes.
like the lady who's in it because I don't have
How's that gonna look?
they're like a
Couldn't
bride baron.
love it more. Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, I get it. I like a ring bearer, but here's what
I
happened
don't
is
think I know what I mean. No, I don't think I know. I know I said baron. I said baron, like a baron,
Good,
like
that's
a
what I was
bride
hoping you
baron.
were saying. Yes, exactly. And that is
I
what
wish
it'll
I
be
did.
called going forward.
Here's my bride barons. And look at this. Stacey coming in. Did you know that Loretta Lynn played in a movie called The Coal Miner's Daughter? And Audra also wants to go to this wedding. They look gorgeous. That purple, it's amazing. It's so true. It looks so good. Yes, the coal miner's daughter, classic. There's Miss Loretta Lynn. I got her singing her heart out. Who bought Loretta Lynn her first guitar? Who bought Loretta Lynn her first guitar? Who
I feel
did
like
it?
it's not going to be Greg from Guitar Center. I feel like that isn't the answer. So it's probably someone famous. Do we know? Wait, hold on. Okay, I watched because there was Otter. You probably know this because of Broadway. Didn't Megan Hilty and some other Broadway person just do a Loretta Lynn? And by just do, I think it was 2 years ago. Anyway, I can't remember. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's. Cash. Was Johnny Cash? Yes. Thank you, Tim. I think that's right. Yeah. Oh, wow. Johnny Cash was married to Loretta Lynn? And then when did he move on over to Reese Witherspoon? When did...
Wait.
Because Ring of Fire, Reese Witherspoon plays June Cash, I guess. And I don't think I knew that Johnny Cash was married to Loretta Lynn at any point. Either way, we want to go with Johnny Cash.
Here's what's so great. Both Tim and Doug, teamwork effort, because it is correct. Her husband, Johnny Cash, was the one to get her her first guitar.
Kidding. That's bananas.
Look at that.
How did that all shake out? How did he end up with June Carter Cash?
June Carter Cash. I guess I got to watch that movie. I'd never seen it. Never seen it. All right, our last one for today. We're going over to dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's Buffy. It's Sarah Michelle Gellar, and that was me humming bar for bar the Buffy theme song, which
we all knew it.
And love.
Nobody was wondering what
my love. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah knew. Sarah went right to the photo. See? So Sarah Michelle Gellar is turning 45 today. Sarah Michelle Gellar, one of my SMG, Tim knows, one of my, I love this woman so much. I still don't understand. And I think it must be her own choices. If I just she's part of the 90s Brat Pack, her, Reese Witherspoon, her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Phillippe. And where's her Big Little Lies? I don't understand where, but I think she's choosing to be a mom at home. But I'm like, SMG, come back, get her in some action movies, get her kicking, get her doing some drama. I love her so much. She can do no wrong. Oh, and Tim said there was a good Buffy trivia clue on Jeopardy the other night. If you remember it, would love to hear what it was. And I would like to see if I can answer it. World Trade trivia questions, Tim. Okay, so my question, I have a few questions for you for Sarah Michelle Gellar, because we have to do a Sarah Michelle Gellar quiz. So, what character did producers originally want Sarah Michelle Gellar to play on Buffy? She did not actually originally audition for the role of Buffy. Instead, she auditioned for this other character. Now, if you've never seen the show, this might be challenging, but we'll see if we can get you there. Hopefully there's some fans.
I think we can do it, right? So the girls, isn't Allison Hannigan, is her name Willow?
So there's a character named Willow. Yeah, there's
other character. So is it Willow that she was supposed to be? What do you guys think? Get on helpers. Guessing. Okay, Cordelia. Who's Cordelia, Tim? I bet you're right because you're always right. But so let's go. Tim's always right instead of Renee's never seen it. That's probably a good first choice to make. And then after that, I
was gonna say I would have thought like you, Renee, this would have been too scary for you. Buffy, it was like high school horror movie monsters. There was some scary episodes. Hush comes to mind. That was a scary one. They all lost their voices because these monsters came in and took their voices, and so it's a quiet episode. And these floating little demon things were flying around the college, and it was terrifying. And you couldn't scream. So you couldn't, no one could scream and you couldn't get any help. It was terrible.
Certainly not. Barely got through Little Mermaid. Barely. By the hair of my chinny chin chin did I make it through that Ursula scene. I would never make it. No, never. Absolutely not. Could not do it. Would not do it.
Oh, no. And Tim is right. Cordelia. Ding, 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 ding.
Who's Cordelia?
Fair. Charisma Carpenter played Cordelia. She was also the one that wrote a letter. We've talked about Charisma Carpenter. She's the one that wrote a post about her mistreatment by Joss Whedon on the set of
Oh,
Buffy.
right.
She essentially
Okay.
got
Got it.
fired
Got it.
because
Got
she
it.
was
Got it.
pregnant. He
Got
was like, "Are you going to keep it?" He was, just being total. He was
Horrific.
the vampire sucking the life out of her on that show. But Cordelia was sort of this popular mean girl who like grows over time. That's sort of
I
her thing.
Okay. Well, I love it. And then can you co-sign this that there are a couple of episodes that'll make you cry to the point of sobbing in Buffy? Is that true, Jim?
Yeah, there are so many. I mean, the episode where her mom dies is haunting. They
Oh.
would study it in film classes. It's not
Oh.
scored at all. It's just silent. And her mom dies of natural causes. And it's so wild. Like, she finds, the episode's called The Body. And she just finds the
Whoa.
body there.
Oh
And
God.
it's such a great exploration of grief. Just the way
Wow.
that all the characters kind of go through it. It's one of the most realistic like portrayals and seeing
Oh
characters go
wow.
through grief and what happens, the aftermath of it afterwards.
Right.
It's just so good. And like, I mean, the episode when she had to kill Angel in season 2, but he comes back. Don't worry, he's got a spin off.
Right.
When Kendra got killed in season 2, I was devastated because I was like, wait, there's a black person on the show. She's a vampire slayer, and you killed her.
Yeah.
And I wore black the next day, and people were like,
Oh.
what's wrong? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
No,
they
that's
killed
it.
Kendra. I was
Right.
12 and
It's an
emotionally
apropos.
attached.
No, that I think that is an appropriate reaction for a 12-year-old. You did it right.
Yeah.
Great.
So
I
many.
love
Oh,
it.
the
Okay.
episode when she dies in season 5, but then she comes back for 2 more seasons. But
Whew.
it's all good. Okay, Sarah Michelle Gellar
Yes.
actually got her first. She was the youngest star to win a daytime Emmy for being on this soap. What was the name of the soap that she was on?
We
And she
know
a
this.
daytime soap for
She won it.
being
She
on
won
this.
an Emmy? That's
Yeah,
incredible.
daytime Emmy. She won when she was
Okay,
like
I think
15.
it is she was 15. So my introduction to her, and I wonder, Jam, if you ever did you ever see Swans Crossing?
I didn't, but I wasn't Seth Green on that as well?
I think
Was that the
so.
one that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's how they had
yeah.
met.
So that's the only Sarah Michelle Gellar one that I didn't miss. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but I think it's All My Children, because it would be I think that's right. Was she Susan Lucci's daughter? Oh boy, man, my brain is just tossing me information that is just like, this is true. And I'm like, I don't know. We don't know that. We don't actually know that, brain, but I appreciate these random facts that you're flying in my mouth. Okay, so we're gonna go with All My Children because she's Susan Lucci's daughter. I have no idea.
You got it 100%
What?
correct. That's exactly what happened. That is so wild. Stacey, tell Renee what she needs to do. You already know. Believe
Yep.
in yourself. You're
Believe in
hearing this
yourself.
divinely. Look at that. You nailed it 110%. She's on
No.
All My Children. She played
Yes.
Susan Lucci's daughter, Kendall,
Okay.
and she won an
I
Emmy
love
for
it.
that.
Now, there's no
Yeah.
way for me to know that other than you have told me this before. Does that sound right?
Doesn't matter. I'm sure we talked about it
Okay.
before, but doesn't
Okay.
matter. Ding, ding,
Okay.
ding. Renee got it right. Look at that, Tim. Great job, Renee. Because like
Hey, thank you.
everyone,
Thank you, you
I
guys. I
know.
appreciate you so much.
I
Yeah.
love Sarah Michelle Gellar so much. I'm almost sad to leave, but Sarah Michelle Gellar,
I know.
happy birthday!
Happy
Please
birthday.
come back to TV. We miss you. We miss you
Please,
so
please,
much.
please. Yeah. I love it.
All right.
Yes.
Well, here we go. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna just briefly talk about this. We're running a little bit short on time, but I do want to do a quick little throwback Thursday here
Yes, please.
for ya. All right. So, this is the story of Yasuke, who was the real life black samurai. He was real and he was black and he was a samurai in ancient feudal Japan. There was a Netflix show called Yasuke that was based on him. Did anybody catch it? It was like an anime show. Originally, it was supposed to be voiced by Chadwick Boseman, but he passed. And instead, it was Lakeith Stanfield ended up doing the voice of the character instead. So, really great anime. I mean, it's a little bit more magical, the anime, like gets into like, magic and stuff like that, but
Right.
based on him. And he was regarded as Yasuke was regarded as the first ever foreigner to be given warrior status. And this was in Oda Nobunaga. It was part of the feudal lords in Japan, as part of the feudal part of Japan. And really great series. Has a lot of great stuff in it. And so not much known is not, but not much is known about his early life. Some think that he was actually a slave, but I would like to point out not all Africans were slaves. But there's just not a lot of history. People weren't necessarily writing things down. Things got burnt. There wasn't the internet to hold things on. But again, what happens? The internet crashes. We lose so much of our history. Like, the
Right.
satellites just go out, like, woof, it's all gone.
Yeah.
And Audra said, gotta add this to the watch list. I'm gonna do it. Not a big anime person, but my husband is. I think you will enjoy this with your husband. So maybe this is one that you could suggest and be like, I think we could watch this one. And I think you
Okay.
will. I think you'll enjoy it, Audra. I think you will. So it sounds like he might have been a free actor in terms of like he was able to kind of do his own thing. So he might have been an enslaved as a child, taken from Africa to India. And from there could have been a military slave or an indentured soldier, but he ended up getting his freedom before he met this guy, Valagano. And so and I'll tell you who Valagano is right now. So in 1579, Yasuke, black guy from Africa, arrives in Japan, and he was with this Italian Jesuit named Alessandro Valagano, and he probably was Valagano's bodyguard because priests weren't allowed to have soldiers or guards, but things were like dangerous back then. They needed like people to protect them, and so they would have valets or manservants who knew how to handle weapons. And so they were traveling on their way to India, and Valagano was on his way to meet this guy who the leader of feudal Japan at this time, Nobunaga, in Kyoto to get permission to leave Japan. I don't know why he needed permission, but this is the times. They're like, can I leave?
Please?
Different
Can we be
times.
done now?
Can I?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I've had fun.
How about that?
So I got to get permission to leave. And so Oda Nobunaga was the historic warlord of Japan that nearly succeeded in uniting Japan underneath his rule. And historically, Nobunaga scuffed at traditions to progress. He scuffed at traditions to progress of Japan under his rule, and even bringing in Yasuke as a retainer. So eventually, Nobunaga brought in Yasuke as someone to help him out, because I think there was like some sort of trial that happened. I kind of forget this part, but I think Yasuke saved his life, and he was like, great, you come work for me now. And he was like, oh, okay. And also would like to point out, so Oda Nobunaga was the ruler of Japan, and he, like many samurai, had a romantic male lover. It's actually very common in ancient feudal Japan for the samurais. They would take in, similar to like Greeks and some of the other African tribes, they would have male lovers. All this to say, gay things ain't nothing new, y'all. Gay things ain't nothing new. People have been gaying it up since the dawn of time. There's Adam, Eve, and Steve, and Sarah.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of like who Eve's partner would be. Alana?
Yeah, seems about
Al?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eve and Aaron.
Yeah, Eve and Aaron. Okay. Ooh, they're cute. So in the Netflix show, yes, so the Netflix show kind of talks about this moment that I was just talking about. Yasuke wins a fight in the streets, and and then this is really wild. So this is actual account that happens. So Yasuke wins a fight in the street, and Nobunaga like sees him. He's like, oh, look at this guy. He's like killing it, literally. And so he's like, great, let's get this guy cleaned up and let's have him join. And people like go over to try to clean him up. They've never seen a black person before, and they thought his skin was just like dirty, but it's just they've never seen it before, because it's just this is ancient times, the 1500s. And so they go over to try to like clean his skin, and they're like, oh, it won't come up. He's like, yeah, that's my skin. So at least we moved on before that. Like, it's so wild. So Yasuke was for Nobunaga and didn't believe that Yasuke's true skin color was black. He thought it was either like dirt or that it was just some sort of tattoo. And so Nobunaga was like, this guy is great, threw a big party to welcome him into the court. And then Yasuke entered the feudal lord's service within the next few days. And so Yasuke trained to become a samurai, and he didn't have to possess any particular killing skills. Anybody who took up a weapon on behalf of a lord could technically call themselves or be called a samurai. So
Right.
there is that. And other foreigners from Africa, China, and Korea were also employed similar to Yasuke, but he was the first recorded one to serve under Nobungo. And so there are several records of other Black Africans serving more minor lords. We don't know much about them because people weren't really taking a lot of notes. So how did this story sort of come to an end? Well, I'll tell you. So en route to a battle in 1582, Oda Nobunaga was ambushed by his general Akechi Mitsushide. I'm impressing myself with some of these
I
Japanese
am
names.
impressed with you. You should be impressed with yourself. This is excellent.
This was the Hono incident in which Nobunaga died in the Hono-ji temple on June 21st. So Akechi and his soldiers, they were heading to the same battlefield, but turned around and they attacked Nobunaga in an act of betrayal. So his own people were like, oh, everyone's like, we're gonna go to this war. We're gonna go.
Right.
Wait a minute, you're stabbing at me. And so it's like, betrayal. So we're gonna get out of here. And so Nobunaga was like, we gotta go. And Nobunaga had 30 men, but Akechi had 13,000. So you can just
Oh, boy.
imagine.
Yeah, that's not
This
even.
is not gonna
Yeah,
go well.
okay.
And Yasuke was one of the 30 men there. And Nobunaga, they ran back to the Hono-ji temple at the time of the ambush. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And then he ended up performing seppuku, which is a form of ritual suicide that involves, it's very graphic. I'm not going to repeat this on morning television.
Yeah, maybe
but
we can just skim over that real quick.
Yep.
Nah,
But you can Google that if you would like to, but it is gruesome. So he offs himself, and it's regarded, though, as it's a way that you can return honor and defeat, because you're like, you didn't get me, I got me. Sort of a thing. So that was the idea. I still won. Ha ha ha. And there's also a second part of this ritual, which I will not go into, which also involves a friend, helping you out. So it's pretty wild. And I think it's believed that Yasuke, it's traditionally held that his lover, Mori Ramaru, helped with the second part of this, which is it's so tragic. He's like, kill me.
Yeah.
Protect my honor. And then it's also said that his lover, Ramaru, ignited the temple in which and barricaded. So not only did he was like, kill me, and then it was like, now burn the temple, and made his lover do all this stuff. I don't know if that's love. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I had the Constitution. I could barely do it when Renee yelled at me to dip her on the dance floor. Very similarly. If you believe in my honor, dip me.
Yeah, we'll do it. Okay. All right. And it was weird for me to shout that. And I do apologize. I'm sorry. There was no, we
now
weren't.
Burn the dance floor with me on it.
I can say assuredly, there is nothing. No honor, no heritage, nothing could make me do that. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
Isn't it so wild? These different times, I could not. There's not, but this was tradition. It was all right, I'm gonna do it. I love you. I'm gonna.
I won't
end you and burn you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So it sounds like Yasuke was also in the temple when Nobunaga performed this seppuku, and tradition holds that Yasuke was the one who took, there was a severed head, took the head to the enemy and be like, look, you couldn't do it. He already did it. So but if Akechi and the enemy had gotten the head, then they'd be able to be like, hey, it's a sign of legitimacy. So it was able to take that power away. And so then after the attack on Nobunaga, Akechi did not get much support because they're like, you didn't get the head, so you did all that for nothing.
How about that?
Yasuke, you ain't got a head. Sorry. All that for nothing. All that betrayal for nothing.
Yes.
But then Yasuke, therefore, by escaping with the head, could have been seen and has been seen as changing the history of Japan. So because he did this and got the head, because otherwise it would have went under Akechi's rule, and because he did that, it didn't. So shortly after Nobunaga's death, Yasuke joined Oda Nobutura, the son of Nobunaga, and he was underneath him. But then at that point,
Fascinating.
there was a second battle in the morning because
Right.
Nobutura was like, I have to avenge my father. And he had 200 men. So he was like, we ready. Let's do this. But if we
Yay.
remember the numbers, Akichi still had 13,000. So that did not go well. And so on that same day, June 21st, his son did the same ritual that his dad did.
You're kidding.
No.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it said that Yasuke was probably left wounded on the battlefield, and that was the last record of Yasuke is of the man being escorted by Akichi's troops to a Jesuit mission house. But that is the story. That is our Throwback Thursday of
Wow.
Yasuke.
That was absolutely incredible. I learned so much in that. I will not be Googling. I will not. But you gave me a version with which I could learn, and I appreciate
Yes.
that. Thank you so much.
Great.
This is
Yeah.
outstanding. Terrific Throwback Thursday. Really, really love that. In your presentation, you're so good at storytelling. It's like, well, I'm following along. It's great. Terrific. And it got us right on over the first hour of the show. Here we are in the second half of the hour. We're in my sweet, sweet get on uppers. You know it. You love it. It isn't until at least 60 minutes into the show that we will bring you breaking news. What is happening in the world today? What is the thriving? What is the thwarted?
Yeah,
We tried
Sarah,
for
can we
thriving
change
and
that?
it
Sarah, can
went
we change
awry.
that ticker
And it went
to say
awry.
thriving or thwarted news?
And
'Cause
Sarah, I would
don't-
not know how to spell thwarted at all. So if you can do it, you are a better
We believe
speller
in
than I am.
you.
I believe.
Yeah,
I
these are
believe. I
some
believe.
really terrible stories that I have. Hello
Ooh.
to No
Yeah.
Name. So you're just joining us in the second half hour of Get On Up here on Backchannel. And if you have a name that says not your name, like our serious dinosaur, but I would hold on to that. But if you wanted to change your name, you could just go into your device. You say, change my name to Raphael, the coolest Ninja Turtle. And then that
Yes.
would be your name. That way we know who to give credit to. So Renee, do you want to? I've been talking for a minute. Do you want to give
I
us
would love
some?
nothing more. Yeah.
Some
Let me tell you about it.
news?
And we're going to start with thriving because this is great. This is really, really good news. Okay. So you guys know Karamo from Queer Eye on Netflix. Huge. Karamo has a daytime talk show that is going to start next fall. And what's so exciting about that, and this is sort of like, is this still a thing that matters? But the exciting news about this is that the show has sold in 90% of the US, which is bigger and better than most talk shows do. So that is so relieving. So when it is a morning talk show, it is syndicated to out a bunch of networks, but then the networks have to buy it. So the fact that 90% of the networks have bought it is really good and record breaking and fantastic. Obviously, if you watch Queer Eye, you know all about Karamo. He is incredible. He clearly was showing his chops on Queer Eye, but also, I didn't know this, he's been filling in for Maury on the Maury Povich show, has been filling in for the past 2 seasons and has done such a banner job. They were like, we got to give this kiddo his own show. But then when they interviewed him about it, there's some really sweet origin stories. Karamo says that growing up, hosting a daytime talk show seemed unrealistic and unattainable, but it was my dream. It's what I wanted to do. I would run home from school as a kid and I would watch all of the genre's icons, Sally Jesse Raphael, Donahue, Maury, and then sort of reflected on like, I watched it and then I got to guest host for it. And he goes on to say that his biggest goal was to help and connect with people from all walks of life. As a Black, gay, first generation immigrant, opportunities for people like me are a little slim. It felt impossible. So I want to thank everyone who believed in me and trusted me for exploring the highs and lows of life and celebrating with my audiences. We're going to be on this journey together. So let's start talking and growing. And the show is going to be relationship based. So I am going to have to quit my job so I can watch this. I cannot wait. I love him. I love him so much. I'm so excited. I think this might be controversial. I hope that it's not, but I don't like Dr. Phil. I think he's corrupt and bad. But
he's not a real doctor.
He's not even close. And what's so tricky about it is that he does have some good relationship advice. So what I want
Yes.
out there is the good relationship advice from someone that we can trust, who practices what they preach. And I think Karama's just the guy to do it. And I am so comforted to know that, because like if it's on streaming, you're like, yeah, of course it did well. But those
Right.
networks are all over the place, including, as we learned earlier last week, the Sunbelt states, all of the states
Oh.
that are below the Sunbelt. They're also buying this show. So I think it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Well, this
So
is a big
thriving.
deal.
Yeah.
Also, Dr. Phil, I don't know if you know this, but
Yeah.
when Britney was 5150, when she had shaved her head and they'd put her in
Right.
a 5150s, which is like 72-hour suicide watch, Dr.
Yeah.
Phil was trying to get in there to be her, like, was trying to get in there to like talk to her and try to do this thing like, I'm going to be her doctor. He was trying to
Absolutely
get in
not.
there. Absolutely absurd. He's not
Oh,
even a real doctor. Dr. Phil at this moment is trying
that
to
makes me want to
capitalize
puke.
on this. Yeah.
I hate
Not
that.
a great thing.
I absolutely hate that. Okay, great. Cool. Well, good. My instincts are right. Don't
Well,
trust them again.
congratulations to Karamo. If I can be
Yay, Karamo. That's good.
100%
Please.
honest,
Please.
I am
Do it.
so happy for Karamo.
Yes.
110%. I'm
Yes.
also experiencing envy, complete
course.
envy as
Of
well.
course.
But
Yeah.
his winning shows that, there's space for, he's just making
Mhm.
it that much easier for me to come
Yep.
along. So I appreciate him. I'm trying to look at it from that way of
100%.
like,
Yeah.
but he is like doing so many things that like I auditioned for the Real World. I wanted to be on the Real World. He was on the Real World Philadelphia. He wasn't out then. And that's how he really got his start, was on the Real World Philadelphia.
Look at
And
that.
then, the Queer Eye thing, he's doing
Yeah.
that. I've seen him talk at a I was at like a Amnesty International, like a LGBTQ Amnesty International conference, and he spoke.
Right.
He's great, wonderful. I couldn't have happened to a better person. I'm so excited, and thank you for paving the way
I
to make
love
it
it.
that much easier.
But
Because I
also,
have
I
dreams of having a daytime talk show.
think you are correct that he is paving the way, because he's significantly older than you. He's 41. You're 7 years
Wait,
younger than him. So you're on your path.
7?
You got it. Out,
No, I'm not
according to
7
me.
years younger than him.
Well,
I
no,
did have a dream that I was only 32.
that seems
Isn't that
right.
a weird dream?
That seems right to
I'm
me.
not.
Yeah.
I am turning 37 in a matter of months, but yes.
Okay.
Great. Look at that.
Great.
Richard coming in, saying, I love the show. Great. I think that's
Love
what
it.
you were trying
Love
to say.
it.
So good.
Fantastic.
I'm going to do a drastic Renee style pivot and turn. So hopefully your
Yes.
neck is
There we go.
stretched.
Pivot.
I would like to
Pivot.
close the loop on a story we were talking about yesterday. So there was a 30-hour search for the Brooklyn subway shooter. So
Mhm.
you all remember yesterday we were talking about there was the subway shooter that happened. So actually I'm not going to use this clip though, Sarah, but thank you for showing it. Perfect. So they have found the guy, the shooter, the suspected shooter. We don't know for sure because innocent until proven guilty, but they do have a
Mhm.
suspect. And the odd thing is, so this has happened in a matter of 30 hours. So this man opened fire on dozens of unsuspecting New York commuters during like at 8:30 in the morning. So high traffic time, was dressed in like construction worker outfit, was wearing a mask, and had thrown in like a smoke bomb, was wearing also a gas mask as well, opened fire, hit about 10 people. I think there's 5 people are in critical condition. No one has died yet, thank goddess. The alleged suspect is Frank James, 62 years old. And he gave the tip on himself. He had gave the tip on himself, and so they do have him in custody. Leading up to this, they just had keys, a card, a jacket, and a gun. So there was a card that had been used to rent a U-Haul van that authorities thought was connected to the shootings. They had found that, and in the emails, top commanders shared a stock image of a white U-Haul cargo that officers were tracking that had these Arizona license plates. Some of the things that were kind of frustrating in the lead up to this is that the security footage wasn't like, the cameras weren't working, and it's like, well, God, this is why we need these
Yeah.
things,
Get these
like,
cameras working. Yeah.
let's get these cameras working. And right now, kind of the solution, like, there's a lot, when these crises happen, like sometimes there's a lot of reactionary
Sure.
things to try to make things safer, but it's like, I don't think that's exactly how it's going to work. So there's now going to be increased police in the subways, and I don't think that is the answer. As someone who has been harassed by the police in New York subway, I will tell
Right.
you that is not the answer of just putting
Yeah.
in more
Yeah.
police. Some people are talking about like, more people. I think these are pre-pandemic, but more people travel. It actually might even be even post-pandemic. There's more traffic in the New York subways, like people riding these, than in all of the U.S. airports.
Sounds
Very,
right.
very busy. Very, very busy.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, metal detectors." What? Oh, there's no time. There's no time.
Yeah.
There's other solutions like mental health. It sounds like this person, and I think Renee would agree, not
Yeah.
well.
No.
Not well.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I guess the gun that he had found had scratch markers on it, so they believe that he was trying to there's a Glock 9mm handgun, 3 extended magazines, 2 detonated smoke grenades, like all these things that I don't think that, necessarily need these.
Right.
Even Audra said, "I can attest more
Yeah.
police. The New York transit system doesn't make me feel safer. It feels threatening."
It's
Absolutely.
terrifying.
I had the situation, and I've had very bad situations with the New York Police Department from very traumatic situations that have happened to me in New York. So I can attest, like, and I think again, it goes back to we ask the police to do too much. There are communities where they have more social workers who are going to health calls where police should not be coming into these health calls because they should
Right.
be attending other things, right?
Yeah.
They've asked to do too much. They don't have a lot of as much training as we should be able to. Let's fund them so they have like the right appropriate training. Let's get the right people there for like if there's someone who is mentally unstable, there shouldn't be a police. It should be a social worker. And when you have someone
Right.
who is at a heightened level all the time coming in,
Yeah.
sometimes dangerous things can end up happening. And they've been testing
Right.
this out in other communities. I believe in Colorado, even parts of Los Angeles. They've seen less gun incidents involving police. There's been less innocent people
Yeah.
getting
It's
murdered and
massively
killed.
successful. Yep. If you send in mental health people first, it's
Yeah.
the stats are in. It works.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had like a New York subway card. I had like a 7-day pass,
Right.
and I was on my way to my graduating show for UCB, my
Right.
Upright Citizens Brigade improv
Yeah.
team graduating
Yeah.
show. I had just enough time to make it. Just enough
Good.
time to make it, right? There's a subway right there. And y'all, if you've lived in New York or been in New York, sometimes if you miss
You
that
either get
subway
the train or you don't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you don't know if the next one is going to come on
Right.
time.
Right.
Things get delayed. I need to make
Yep.
that train. I've already paid for a 7-day pass.
Yeah.
I've already paid for a 7-day pass. I have paid for a 7-day
Right.
pass. The exit door is open.
Yeah.
And so I just I'm like, I have to get on this train. I don't have time to
Right.
wait in this. I just book it
Right.
in through the
Yeah.
exit door. And then I get on the subway car and there's this tap on my shoulder, and it's this cop, and he's like, "Gotta get out of here." And I'm like, "No, I have a 7-day pass. It's fine." He's
Yeah.
like, "No." Makes this huge scene. I am panicked because the
Of
subway's
course you are.
leaving.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also know I am a Black man. I have to conduct myself in a
Right.
certain specific sort of way,
Yeah.
but I'm also so frustrated this is happening. I tried to explain,
Right.
I have a subway card. I'm like, "I'm just gonna
Yeah.
scan it. It's fine." He's like, "Don't you scan it.
Yeah.
Don't you scan it." I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna scan it." And then I scan it, and he just like,
Yeah.
"Ah." And he ends up writing me a ticket. I'm upset, and I'm trying to keep my
Of
composure. And
course.
he's like, "You need to
Yeah.
calm down. You need to," and this is just egging me on even more and more and more. And he takes forever. I have to give
Of
him my
course.
ID. I'm like, "Can you do this faster? I miss
Yeah.
another train." It's just a huge what to do. I tried to take it to court, and the hearing person was like listening, and they still fined me. And I never,
Oh,
I've
damn,
yet to.
that's horrible. Did you make it to your show?
I did, and I have
Okay.
yet to pay that ticket. So there's probably an outstanding warrant
Nah,
for me in New York.
that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to. I'm so sorry that happened. That's so I will never understand. I will never understand why they do what they do. It makes no sense to me. Zero
I
sense to
don't
me.
know. There's
Yeah.
other things that should be going on. Like again, people were like, "Where were the police then when this thing was happening? What was
Right.
taking them so
Yeah.
long to react?" The man was just able to leave and all this sort of thing. And so, continuing on with the story of this, the shooter. I wish I could find the exact paragraph and point, but yes, he was at, I think, like a McDonald's, and he had called in and pretty much turned himself in, or said, hey,
Mm.
I'm charging my phone here at this McDonald's, and then they came there. So it all sounds like this person was just incredibly unwell, and I think it explains, again, we need to be putting more money and attention into resources into mental health
Mhm.
and people getting more
Mhm.
sleep. Like, of course these
Mhm.
things are happening. People aren't
Oh, no.
sleeping. They're not
Yeah,
like, but it's kind of the
yeah,
thing. Like, people
yeah.
aren't sleeping. I think there's so many different things of like, people aren't able to fully be themselves. I think a lot of
Mhm.
toxic masculine behavior is also these, when we talk about, there's this whole entire thing, like right now, also, just to, sorry, I'm going to go on a bit
No,
of a
please.
tangent.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Ohio is about to pass their own Don't Say Gay bill. And so you have all these sort of yes, they saw it work so well in Florida. And so now more states are about to, do this, the whole entire thing. And you also have all these like anti-trans bills and things that are coming out. When you as a society start
Mhm.
dictating all these things about gender and sexuality and all this sort of stuff, it creates like repressive society. And it even hurts cisgender straight people, because you have to fit into a same box that you have created, and you
Mhm.
can't, and it's gonna
Mhm.
come out in weird ways. Like,
Mhm.
gender and sexuality, like all of these things are so much more on this sort of spectrum. And part of the
Mhm.
frustration that people are feeling is that they don't fit into it. And then
Right.
they start lashing out because we've created these rules and these boxes that
Yeah.
no one can fit into. So these laws and these rules don't just harm trans people, they
Right.
harm everybody, because then you also have to uphold these as well. And yep,
Right.
breaking news. Sorry, folks. Ohio is
Yeah,
literally about to
I
do the same
knew I'd
exact thing.
seen the headline that it was other states were considering. I didn't know how close it was to happening. This is
Mhm.
bananas. But you just explained it so well, and that I think it's that thing of I went through it, so you also have to, or I went through it, so you don't have to, applies gently here, and that there's just no, oh gosh, what would it be like to have someone else not struggle with this? But I think because you're right, because gender is a spectrum, and so many people are trying to like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna just do this one thing." Everybody's feeling frustrated. And we're like, well, if I'm frustrated, you got to be frustrated.
Yeah.
It's not the right
I
way to
even
go.
think like male friendships, like you look at Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal, who are able
Mhm.
just to like love each other in whatever form that
Mhm.
is for themselves. Like when I went to this music festival, and I saw all
Yeah.
these like guys, like, it was a little on some enhanced experiences.
Uh-huh.
But I could see them longingly looking at each other, and I'm just like, oh, you guys love each other. You
It's
want to
very
always hug
sweet.
right now, probably even kiss, but you're in these boxes and it's
Yeah.
too hard for you.
Gosh, that's so
Anyways,
tricky. Yeah.
that's my thwarted news, for the day,
Yes.
but I
Oof.
guess, like, at least the suspect has been, apprehended, and I hope that the man gets the help that he needs,
Right.
and not just locked away in some jail cell. I think that
Yeah.
there is more, how can we actually rehabilitate this person and get them the care that they
Yeah.
genuinely need?
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that we get follow. I doubt that we'll get follow up on that of what actually happened, but I hope we address it. It's so funny. Mine on par with yours is also some thwarted news. I need to say that I think anytime statistics like this come out, they are statistics of a general sense, not of an anecdotal specific sense. So this does not apply to all people. These are just the statistics of what happens. So there is a divorce lawyer on TikTok who has recently come out and said, it's so funny. When I got into this profession, everyone was just like, hey, once a client comes to you, if they're in this profession, this profession, this profession, this profession, or this profession, they will absolutely be getting a divorce because these professions are indicative of not being able to be in a copacetic relationship. And she's like, and I didn't
What?
believe it. She's like, "There's no, that can't be true." And she's like, "You guys, the consistency with which that is true,
Oh
I
my
would say
god.
80%. 80% of my clients are in this profession." So I will
You
share this with you.
Are you
Again, you heard
I'm
my disclaimer.
ugh, I'm losing
Yeah,
my mind,
I know.
Renee. What are these professions?
Okay.
That way, when I'm on my
Yes.
dating profile, I can be like,
Yes.
"Nope,
Stay away, stay
nope,
away, stay away,
nope."
stay away.
I
Okay.
will be using
Right.
bias, and I'm saying it and being honest. you're in any of these professions, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna date you. It's hard
I
enough.
certainly cannot.
Tell me.
I
I'm writing
certainly
this
cannot.
down.
Okay, you write
Writing
it
this
down. I
down.
will also text it to you if you need. And again, we heard my disclaimer that this is one divorce lawyer on TikTok, but in her own personal experience, this is what she has found to be true. And she's like
Wait,
sort of in the back. Yes. Yes.
Renee, can we get
Yes.
off our zeal? Can we do something fun? Can we guess what we
You want to
maybe think these
guess?
are?
Please
Could
do.
we?
Please do.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 5. Okay.
Okay. What do we think get uppers? I think lawyer. I think lawyer.
Okay.
Uh doctor,
Mhm.
like surgeon, like they have to stay up all night, they don't have any time for the
Uh-huh.
do.
Uh-huh.
Lawyer, doctor, like high stressful like jobs. Scientist.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Actor, because actors be,
Sure.
telling on myself. I think
Yep.
it's just so hard. It's just so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, look at J-Lo. She's, again, love her, but her
Right.
and Ben
It's
are now
hard.
getting married again. It's weird.
Sure.
And let's see another one. School teacher.
Okay. I love it. You got one right. That's pretty good.
Is it I
You got
got
one.
one?
You got
What
one.
is it?
You got one.
It's
It's
lawyer.
doctor or
No
surgeon.
way. Surgeon. Yeah, that
The
makes sense.
other 4 are a fireman, a police officer,
What? Because okay,
military
yeah.
men, or
Dang.
pilots. So it's basically anyone in uniform with power. That power messes with them and they are not
Ooh.
able to be in a partnered relationship because no, I'm the one in charge. I'm the one that saves. And they cannot recognize their partner. And so she's like 80% of because obviously when you get a divorce later, sometimes it doesn't go through. Sometimes you're like, oh, well, you know what? We were able to reconcile. We were able to do it. But she's like, if they come to me and their profession is this will absolutely end in the ugliest divorce I've ever seen. Isn't that wild? I
Ooh,
know. I
man.
know.
Oh, man. I also do wonder if I mean, all jobs are pretty stressful, but there's also some like pretty high stressful jobs and probably hard
Sure.
to,
Yeah.
if they're not also in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps to
Mm-hmm.
unpack these situations. They're seeing these like
Of
horrifying
course.
situations.
Yeah.
It's high stress and long hours, and if they don't have the right support system to like unpack
Yeah.
those things, like all of those professions should also have like a built-in like, okay, our team, we're gonna meditate for 30 minutes, and then we're also gonna
Right.
debrief our day, like building in some holistic approaches to, how they do their
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, exactly. I think, of course, you're right, and this is also one divorce lawyer's perspective.
No, she's
Obviously, it's
right.
based off her own experience, but yeah, I think there are a myriad of reasons, and I think her perspective of why it's happening. She thinks it's based in narcissism and power, but you're probably right
Mm,
that there underneath narcissism and power is probably fear and inability to cope with
insecurity.
stress and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got your list. So fireman, policeman, doctor. Hold on, what were the other 3?
Pilot.
Um,
I thought you were gonna say
pilot,
pirate for a moment.
and
Like,
surgeon. Yeah, and probably no pirates while you're at it. If you come across a
mm-mm.
pirate, maybe steer
Get
clear.
out of there. I would say the Tinder swindler is a pirate, so definitely stay away.
Okay. Well, now you know. Now you know. Ta-da!
Um, okay, I have one last one that I'll share. Do we have a
Okay.
photo of Dumbledore, Sarah? Do we have a photo of Dumbledore? I think this is a thwarted one. This is gonna be a thwarted one.
Okay.
So there's a new Fantastic Beast movie coming out. I know. Another one. These aren't working, but they're doing them anyways. These are the prequels to Harry Potter that
Yeah.
it's not that we didn't ask for a prequel to Harry Potter, but no one was like, "Hey, what about the adventures of Newt Scamander, who wrote that book, Fantastic Beast, that was referenced in like one movie, right? This is
Right.
where we're going." But now they're finally giving us Dumbledore, and we're like, okay, great. But yes, Andra, who are they making these movies for? J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
for her. She's got all this money, and they're like, "What do you want to do, J.K.?" And let's just admit, she's writing these herself, and they all feel like a first draft. And I think she's at that point where she's so powerful, no one's giving her any notes. Similar to like George Lucas when he did the prequels, like he was so
Sure.
big, he
Yeah.
wrote and
Like,
directed
oh,
all
I
of
don't
them
know.
himself, and they weren't
Right.
like, this is not good. Jar Jar Binks
Right.
is a little racist. Like, let's
Yeah.
change this. Anyways, so these movies are still happening. They're problematic, and as if they couldn't get any more problematic. Now, again, J.K. Rowling, she was the one that was like, Dumbledore is gay, like after the 6th book, and he died. And she's like, did you know? And we're like, how would we have known?
Why would
How
we have
did
known that? Yeah.
why would we have known this in this book that this old man was gay?
Right.
How would we
Right.
know? And so,
Right.
but now she's got to hold herself to that. Now they're doing the prequels, and we're like, okay, here's Dumbledore. How he gay? Let's see it. So they're
Right.
gaying him up in this one, and that like there are references to him, and I guess whoever the Griddenwald or something,
Mhm.
that they were lovers, and there's references to this, but in China they are deleting these lines. They're cutting out and editing out these references. So there are
Oh,
references
no.
to Dumbledore being gay and that he was a lover. And Warner Brothers has acquiesced. China was like, hey, can you cut those moments? And Warner Brothers was like, we want your money. We
Yeah.
absolutely will. So that way the movie can show. And that's
Hmm.
what's happening.
Well, we don't love that.
No.
None of that seems fun. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
I'm trying to the exact line. Oh yeah, so the specific lines are he Dumbledore goes, yes, Grindelwald, who's gonna be played by Mikkelsen. Mads
yeah.
Mikkelsen is replacing Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp is wildin', and they finally got the memo of like, no, stop casting him in things. Like he is an abuser and a liar, and stop. So Mads Mikkelsen will be replacing him, and the specific lines are, "Because I was in love with you, and the summer, girl, him and I fell in love." They were cut, and so we would imagine this will also be cut for the Middle Eastern showings,
Sure. You would think. Yeah.
so that'll probably happen there as well.
Okay. Yep.
I
Nope. That's
think.
thorted. Yeah.
Oh, guess what? They
Yeah.
still. So this is movie 3 out of a
Okay.
planned 5.
Oof.
They're gonna try to make
Oof.
5 more of these. I'm like, you maybe should have tested the waters with one, made one really
Yeah.
good one instead of saying there's got to be 5. And they're not even like they're not based on a book or something, right? Like they're
Yeah.
just making them up as they go along. And so it's wild that they committed to doing, oh, we're gonna do 5, and we don't know how these are gonna work or if people are going to want
Right.
them. And it's just gotten worse and worse in terms of like the backstage drama in terms of Johnny Depp, right? And right now, Ezra Miller, who also is
Right.
very questionable, he just yelled at a bunch, threatened people in Hawaii, and
Oh
Ezra
no.
Miller is in it. J.K.
Okay.
Rowling also just very problematic. So I
Right.
don't know what they're going to do with this series and why they continue doing it.
Right. That's so interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a money grab, right? They're just like, oh, anything J.K. Rowling is gonna fly off the shelf because it did for so long. But this, I I don't think this is anything to brag about, but I read the first Harry Potter book 50 years ago and didn't continue on from there. So all of it is sort of lost on me. That I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But even the trailers for these movies in particular, I just go, "What is happening? I can't follow. This makes 0 sense. I don't understand what's going on." So I can only like if the trailer is that confusing, I can't imagine how thwarted maybe the movies are.
Yep.
Interesting.
Even the
Okay.
second one was so wild. There were so many monologues in the second one where there was all these
Right.
like the last hour is filled with like 4 people give plot twisty monologues. Or like,
Right.
it was me, and I'll tell you what happened. Rah, 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 rah.
Huh.
And then like a few minutes later, someone's like, yes, but did you really know I was the one who back in the day? Rah, 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 rah,
Right.
rah. And then someone else comes out there like, but my big plan was this. And it's just
Yeah.
like 4 like monologues throughout. You're like,
That's so
okay,
wild. Okay.
what
All
is
right.
happening?
Well, you guys are all being absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Um, okay. Well, now listen, I've got one more, but I also need to tell you what's going on here. So Tugboat needs to go to camp. So hold on real quick. Let's get him to
Do
camp
it.
and then we'll be
All right.
right
We're gonna
back. One moment.
talk about over to camp. Get on up. I was curious. Are any of you watching the new Harry Potter prequels? Are we into it? We've already got some strong opinions from Audra saying, why are they making who are they making these movies for? Such a great question. It does seem like a little bit more time needs to come in here before we get to, getting back into these things. Like I could see it 20 years from now. I think eventually they'll
Right.
probably revisit Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe said, I have no interest. and returning back to this anytime soon. I mean,
Yeah.
one day, who knows? But yes, Audrey, you heard me right. 5 movies. 5. We're only halfway. Well, we're not even halfway through because this one movie hasn't come out yet. So soon we will be just over halfway with 2 more to go.
2 more. Okay, update. Tugboat is still here. So you can see, right?
Oh,
There we got him.
Tugboat! We got him.
He's acting like the camp counselor is on its way, but I don't know, camp counselor's not here just yet. So I have one more thing that I want to present. Sarah brought this to my attention. So it's award season. We know it's award season. Of the awards, one that is kind of like, well, at least like the basis with which you were judging these on for the nominees. So the Peabody Awards are out. And the Peabody Awards, just for a quick review, the Peabody Award Board is a board of jurors, and they announced this year's latest nominees. And they do all kinds of categories. So it's documentary, news, podcast and radio, children and youth, public service, and arts for a total of 60 nominees. And they are, the way that we sort of judge them on how they get nominated is an array of stories that poignantly and powerfully help us make sense of the challenges we face in the nation and world, which I like.
Yeah.
So that's good. As far as some of the nominees, we could probably be more diverse as always, but we're some good ones made it. Dope Stick, Only Murders in the Building, Yellow Jackets, The Underground Railroad are among the like visual nominees. And then curious how you feel about these. Summer of Soul, The Queen of Basketball, and Bo Burnham's Inside were also nominated. So it'll be interesting to see. We've also got Colin in Black and White, We Are Lady Parts, Reservation Dogs. So better. It is better than all other awards. So it's exciting to look at those Peabody Awards. It turns out we cover every award show here, so including Peabody.
Do you want to know something really interesting? It
Please.
made me think. I was like, oh, a Peabody Awards. Someone could technically be a PGOT. So a Peabody, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. And there are, let's see. I think we've got some PGOT winners. We have Barbara Streisand as a PGOT.
Sure is.
Okay. Rito Moreno, Mike Nichols. And there's also people, you could also have a PGOT for getting a Pulitzer Prize. So Richard Rogers and Marvin Hamilton. So it's a shorter list of PGOT winners to EGOT winners. So
amazing. Okay. Well, we got it. We got them all on there. It'll be curious. I don't know when the award shows are, but we'll have to go. Let's take a look. See what's going on. Tugboat,
have a great day, Tugboat. Enjoy camp. Do you get photos and pictures of him at camp like sure that do. You? Oh, I sure man. Do. Okay, Renee. Well, we're gonna need you to share some of those here on the show because we'd love to see. Is he having the time of his life?
The time of his life. Well, it's so funny. It's so funny because it is every single day he cannot figure out how to pace himself. So the first one is him just like coming in like a wrecking ball and announcing to the camp, Tugboat's here. And it's just him on a picnic. He gets himself on a picnic table and just sort of like announces, I have arrived. Welcome me. Thank you. And then it's him like leading the charge on some Zoomies. And then it's him sort of just like just chilling and watching for a little bit on the picnic table. And then inevitably there is one of him just like under a bench, just like, it's only 10 a.m. What was I thinking? It's like, I'm so tired. It's very cute. It's very cute.
Oh, it's so adorable.
He's
so
a good dude.
That's so cute.
It's very patient to put up with.
Dogs getting to hang out with other dogs. It's important. It's important.
Fantastic. This is just for you, me, and Audra. It was so funny for those podcasts. So the podcast is about dogs, and it's been going for 7 years. So you listen to the first one to sort of check, like, oh, look how far we've come. It was so funny that in that very first pilot, I was just sort of like, could not wrap my head around spending that much money on a dog. Like, I mean, I would love to, and I love dogs, and they're great, but I can't imagine. And it was just like, oh, half of my salary goes to taking care of the dog at this point, and welcome. And I welcome it. I would love nothing more than to give half my salary to this dog. Wild. It's wild.
Oh, he's got a good life. He's got a good mom. And good mom. He knows how lucky he is. All right. It's time to do this or that. This or
This
that.
or that.
Would you rather
Would you do,
have
do,
this
do
or
this
that?
or
I
that?
have some scenarios for you
I
all.
can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm ready. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So you
Mhm.
have like a best friend of like 20 years, 20, almost 20,
Okay.
almost on 20 years, right?
Okay.
You all have like, you got in college together. You guys, you all
Mhm.
have, and you've had an attraction at different times, but it's like, whatever. We're just gonna be friends.
Right.
It's totally fine. You've been intimate with each other, totally fine.
Right.
They have a partner of 3 years. Your friendship is so solid. Best friend, close friend.
Right.
But okay, so here's the
This
this
is
or that. Here's
kicker.
the scenario.
Okay.
Here's the this
Okay.
or that.
Ready.
This,
Mhm.
they actually tell you they actually have feelings for you and that they always have, and they think how easy
Uh-oh.
it would be just to be with you. But they have a partner. And they also think about how it'd be so easy to have just, kids with you. It'd be just so easy.
Mm,
And they tell you this, but you're already 20 years into your friendship. Things are the way that
yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
That they say nothing. They might feel that way, but you never know. Ignorance is bliss. There's
Oof.
nothing to be done about it. Would you rather
Oof.
essentially know
Yeah.
this or that?
Yeah. I mean,
Let's say you're
this
single.
is a real Hamilton Angelica situation. You know what I mean?
It really is. It really is. It all comes back to Hamilton.
um, okay.
Yes, essentially,
Was
Audra, would you rather know
yeah,
this is no or that they just don't tell you? It's
no,
better
no.
just not to know.
And in the no, there is absolutely nothing to be done. They're not going to break up with their partner. They're not going to be together. And do you like them back?
I mean,
I
those
think that's
feelings are
also
probably in this scenario. I would say the
the
feelings are
feelings
always
mutual.
there.
Okay.
I'll just saying, I think I don't want to know. Ignorance is
Mm,
sort of bliss. Yeah.
mm,
And with
yeah.
this, I don't know. Let's say let's first do this layer, and then I'll add
Mhm.
in another layer
If
to
you
it.
like them back or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean,
And
I
Audra said because
think
nothing can be
there's
done. Nothing can be done. Yeah.
true. I think the thing that hangs in the balance here is the objective. Is the
Yeah.
objective to lead a pure, honorable life towards this person's partner, or is the objective to have like a titillating, exciting sort of secret? Which is fine.
Mm.
It is
Mhm.
fun. Life can get boring. Situations like that, spice it up. So I think it just depends on what your objective is. I think if the objective is to honor the actual partner who's in the mix, then yeah, you got to keep that to yourself.
Mhm.
It's hurtful. That's hurtful to the partner. There's somebody there who thinks that they are in a loyal, committed relationship where 100% of the feelings are just going towards them, and
Right.
that's a secret. And secrets get you in trouble. So I guess that I don't want to know.
Don't want to know. Don't want to know. All right, let me kick this up a notch. So
Yes.
let's
Okay.
say, so they tell you, right? We've got that.
Mhm.
So they tell you, and I guess maybe you've already answered this, but I want to like know specifically. So they tell you,
You're right.
you have feelings. You do. I mean, you love them. It's your, best friend. And sure, you thought about it, but they're with somebody else last 3 years.
Right.
This, you go for it. You say like, all right, let's try to make this work. Can we make this work? That,
Right.
no, 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 no. Thank you for telling me you're already with somebody. Let's just keep things as they are. So now going back to the scenario, you
Yeah.
do have these feelings. This, you go for it. That, keep things exactly the way that they are.
Yeah. In that case, this. Yeah. Because I think don't they say the basis of a relationship is friendship?
It's friendship. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you are. Yeah, there is a and again, you don't want any casualties, and that makes you don't want to hurt that partner. But it could also be setting that partner free to go find their soulmate. They're like their perfect person who they're supposed to be with. So yeah, I'm going with this. Give it a shot. And if your friendship is strong enough, it'll survive. Yeah.
Well,
Get on uppers. What do you think, Jam? How would you weigh in on this? What would you do for both scenarios?
I think at first, I think definitely ignorance is bliss. I would think I would
Mhm.
rather not know. And
Mhm.
then, but now that I know, so that's the second tier, but it's like, oh, it's too late. You're already here. Now that you know,
Right.
it's a tough call. It's a coin toss for me.
Yeah.
Because I also like, what if you go for it? I know it's not
Yeah.
what if Wednesday, but
Right.
what if you go for it and then it just doesn't work out? And have you ruined that friendship? Right? Like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I could
So
argue, I think the friendship not was ruined, but the friendship is not the friendship that it was before you told me that. Because now there's always going to be a ghost in the room. There's always going to be something hanging in the balance. So I
Ooh.
think what
No
is the
matter what,
quality of, yeah,
you've crossed the bridge. Like it's
right,
changed no matter what.
right, right, exactly. So what's the
Oh
quality
boy.
of the friendship if you don't act on it? Now we're just going to sort of not address this thing that we both know is happening. Seems
Cool.
tricky.
This is helpful. Not from a real life situation at all. I'm not actually asking for actual advice of something that I've been listening
Yeah.
and
No, I think always go for love. And if you and your friend have been friends for the 20 years and it's an actual situation, so if your friend is similar to you who might be going through this, then the company they keep, I guarantee, is just as healthy and proactive in maintaining a friendship as you would be. So I think you've got the recipe for success in this. I'll be excited to hear how it works out in this hypothetical situation.
yeah, I pulled an article. It's from
Fair. Okay.
yep, I just pulled an article.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
all that is there.
Okay.
There it is. Okay, cool. All right, I have another scenario for you.
Okay. I'm ready.
You're at work
Mhm.
and you've applied for a new job and position at your company. You've been there for 3 years. You apply for a job and it's in a different team. And
Mhm.
you've seen people from your team cross over to the other team. In fact, you've trained another person who crossed over there a few months ago, and apparently someone else who's crossing over there right now. There's a few open positions. And you were informed, though, that you actually are not qualified for the role. No other explanation was given or guidance of how to get qualified. I'd like to preference this. You're a woman,
Mm.
and the other folks who've moved on were men, white
Mhm.
men, and you're a black
Mhm.
woman. Now,
Mm.
uh, this, you're
Mhm.
gonna fight this and get to the bottom of
Yeah.
this. What's going on, or that? Nah, I'm just gonna let it go. I don't want to create waves.
Can there be a this, that? Can there be or the other? And the
Or the
other is,
other. Yes, what's
yeah,
the other?
you quit on a dime. You leave them high and dry. You
Dang.
take all the
Yeah.
passwords. You take everything you've been doing to keep afloat, and you go find a company who respects you and appreciates you. Because a little bit the labor, the emotional
Yeah.
labor of teaching them the error of their ways. On the one hand, sure, is that up to you to do it? No, let's get you to a job where you're appreciated. But leave them
Mhm.
high and dry. Make them suffer with the information you have in your head that they did not properly utilize. She's a
Also,
Scorpio.
good point. Also, good point. Audra said, I love this, that, or the other. Okay, we have to
Yeah,
lock that in because there should be always or the
yeah,
other.
or the other.
Apply for other jobs outside the company while trying to get to the bottom of this. Ooh, I
That's a
like
better
that
idea.
too.
Yeah,
Because it
Audra,
is
you're
a
right.
learning lesson for a company if this is a situation
Mhm.
that is happening of like, ooh, there is some bias in hiring that is happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that ends up happening is I think again, I've been doing these unconscious bias workshops at work that I've been helping to lead. We all have bias. And so I think it's important
Right.
for us to all understand where our biases are. Our brains
Mhm.
are constantly trying to make really quick decisions because we have this old primitive lizard brain. So
Yeah.
the quick decisions help us, but we have to also stop and ask like, well, how historically have those quick decisions and media compounded those biases? So we have to
Right.
check those as they happen. And so, really good, like a good way to catch someone if you're involved in hiring or you're on a hiring panel, and if you're like, oh, that person, I'd love to have a coffee with them.
Mhm.
That is a good red flag that those are your biases coming in. In fact, instead of looking for a culture fit, you want a culture
Mm.
add. What does your team not already have? Like, I wouldn't want to hire
Mm.
someone that, oh, they remind me of me. We both went to Santa Cruz. No, I want
Right.
someone that went
Right.
to study in
That's
Brazil or
interesting.
something and was
Right.
like an introvert. Like, how do you build out your Avengers style team? You need people that,
Right.
oh, we already have a Black Widow. We don't need another one.
Right.
No, we already got one Iron Man. Sorry,
Right, right,
War
right.
Machine. You're out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, I think that makes perfect sense. And Audra makes a great point that you want to sort of stay and fight, not for the sake of fixing the company, but for the sake of calling them out that they need to be aware.
Yeah.
I love that approach and framing, Jam. Jam, you're so good. You're so good. Can I I'm ashamed of this, but we all know I just got a new job. And I had learned over and over and over and over and over again that leadership does not care. They do not care. It's the bottom line. That's all that matters. So when it was time for my exit interview, how to go, I really went in with mentality of just like, enjoy sinking. I was like, great, perfect, no notes. It was wonderful. I had the best experience. Uh-oh, oopsie daisy. Uh-oh.
You had notes. You didn't give them those notes. Oh
No,
no.
absolutely not. I can see exactly how your company's gonna go down. I'm not gonna tell you because I tried in the past and you didn't listen. So that's your part. That's on you. That's on you. Listen next
Dang.
time. I know. I
I
know.
will say at my company, they take the exit interviews very seriously,
Yeah.
and they definitely, listen to them. I'm always thinking about like, yeah, what are the things that I would say, and then this didn't happen, and then
Right,
this didn't.
right.
That's your time
That's
to be able to go off.
a kinder way. That's a kinder way to go, but I don't know. That was my like weird retaliation where I was just like, no, I'm not gonna tell you how to fix this. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it
Uh,
out.
as you're
Mm-mm.
closing up the doors. Oh, we should have done that.
Terrible.
Really quick as we close out here, it's
Yeah.
Thankful Thursday. Everybody get on uppers, say to your device, what is it that you are thankful for this Thursday? We would like to close our Thursdays with some gratitude. What are you thankful for today?
Yeah.
Renee, what are you thankful for?
I am so for our sweet get on uppers. You guys have been both so far. I'll right back at you. Well, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Same, equally. Thank you for
Ah!
you. You guys are so fun. This show was so much fun. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of interaction. You guys are the very best. And then Jam, endlessly thankful for you. It is wild how much you help me and my morale by starting my day with you. So I'm thankful for my listeners, and I'm thankful for Jam. And that's what I got
Oh,
for you.
I am equally thankful for you all today. The whole Get On Up community. These past few weeks have been kind of rough for me, and I'm always like, oh no, I have to go do this morning show, and I'm gonna be just grumpy and terrible. And you all make it impossible. You make it impossible for me too. So I thank you for helping to thank you for sharing your light because it has helped me to share my light on back and remember who I am
Yeah.
at my essence and what I love doing, which is this talking to you all, connecting with you all, figuring out solutions to things, and hopefully making the world just a little bit better place. So I am grateful for you all to come here every day and like this. And then Ken is grateful for your new bike.
A new
Love that.
bike. Love
Look at
it.
Ken.
Very
Where are you going on
exciting.
that bike? That is exciting. All
That's
right, new
fun.
bike. That
Bikes
is
are the best.
usually a Christmas like surprise, and you got it. It's April. That was great.
Yeah, it's springtime bike. It's time for a springtime bike. Jim, we
Spring.
gotta let these guys get on out of here so we can let the rest of the back channel flow.
Okay,
So,
fine.
all right, all right. So much good programming after us. Up next, we've got Anthony Davis, followed by your pal Hal, and then ending the day with Mario Smith. And we will be back again tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Oh, 100%. Will we be back tomorrow? Tomorrow, action-packed day. It's Friday. Can't believe it. It's close out the week. It's been a long week, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
Everyone's working for the weekend. We want to know what you're doing for the weekend. Renee is our celebrity birthday quiz quote gesture. We're gonna play Feel It Out Friday. We're gonna take out some news. We're gonna feel it out. We've got Fact Friday about taxes, money, and money movies.
Because
What are
it's
those things?
tax
It's
day.
tax day. You have
Ugh.
until the 18th to do your taxes. So you have until the 18th. I think. Google that. I will not
Okay.
be going to jail for you or responsible for that. We've got a recap of the week with Renee as well. So many great things happening tomorrow. So I can't wait for that. And remember, head on over to www.backchannel.tv to leave a review. I want to let people know how much you love us and how much you love us. So there it is.
Yeah.
Big thank you to our producer, Sarah Brown. Thank you. And thank you to all of you Get On Uppers for watching Get On Up. I am James Arthur Ebb.
And I'm Renee Colbert, and you just
Got
got
on
up.
up.
What? I didn't do anything at the birthday party. No, me? No, I'm just here for the cake.